you can see it's a reflexible hand. See, you can turn it how you want it, and it's very adjustable, good for beginners. And these are the fingers. Okay, so it's the nail, and here we would classify here as the cuticle area. This part here, this would be the human nails, and you will still attach nails to it. So what we want to do basically is treat this as it's the client's own own nail bed. So you can take off this. So to take it off, and what it does, it comes in many different, it comes with a lot, right? It comes with a lot, because after a while this get damaged, and from you use this you can't really use it again. So we still have to buff the nail bed right here to put the glue, so when we put on the extension it can hold, just as if you would take off the sheen of the natural nail bed. I 100% like working on people more than working on mannequin hands. So this is something that I have to even get used to myself, of working on this mannequin hand. One of the things I notice with people who work with the mannequin hand, they have issue gluing down the nail onto, we're just gonna call it nail bed, right? Onto the nail bed, is that you have to take off all the sheen, and you have to get it a little bit gritty as possible to put on the nail. It's best to let the nails bigger than the finger. So you see this one, you notice, if you can just look right there, see this one is kind of lap over. It's best to use this one, so when you file it together, everything just coming together. And of course you don't want to put on nails on somebody nails with this long free edge, so you can go ahead and cut it. And this is why I said that this comes in handy, because after a while this comes in handy, so you can stock up on this. You can always get them by separately. Thea's Beauty School, the shop page, so go to theasbeautyschool.online, and you will see you can buy this separately. So I just cut it there. I use the scissors to cut it. This one isn't long as some of them, but I use the scissors to cut it, because the nail cutter is not strong enough to me, because it break mine. So I decided to use the scissors. And oftentimes I even like to use the scissors too. I'm gonna file it, shape it. So I file it so it have a fit. It fit into the nail, so when I put on the acrylic, it shouldn't give me any issue at all. Alright, so let me warn you now, if you're doing somebody nails, right, you definitely want to hold the free edge right here, and you want to shape the side, right? You want to shape the side. And we get a nice coffin shape. See that shape? Very nice, right? So now I'm going to add my primer for this one, I hear some people tell people not to prime more than once, but it's the natural nail that you're supposed to prime, and I recommend that you prime twice. So it properly moisturize your nail bed and prevent the acrylic from damaging it, and also help the acrylic to hold on to the nail bed, right? So that one is finished and waiting for the acrylic. I'm just gonna file this one in the meantime. And I like to prime, like with the finger, I like to prime twice and leave it. But if I was doing somebody natural nail, I like to prime once, leave it, go and finish the rest of nails, and when I'm ready to put on the acrylic, I prime again and apply acrylic. Right now, I'm not holding this one. I am just filing the nail bed a little to blend in back where I attached the nail right there. If it was somebody nails, I would not do that. And remember, this is not a human hand, so you're gonna have flaw. Like this right now, it drop off, right? So all you have to do is just put it back on. Right? Just put it back on. Take it out of the way. Oops, I'm too strong. Okay. I'm gonna file this one to the same shape, and the free edge, hold it down so it doesn't give the client any discomfort when filing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime this one. I hope you can see the beauty of it, like I'm seeing. No? And I like to use my brush and my tool to look around the area. So now I'm gonna apply my acrylic. So I make sure my brush is pointed. Look at my, and I take up a ball and I put it right here halfway, and I bring it forward. Right there. Then we're going by the cuticle, third ball. We have the sealer ball. This is the sealer ball, right? This will just run all the way over everything. Then you use some liquid now, and you go all the way over it. Let me change the powder for you. this nice red. Oh, this red is popping. So we did prime already. So now we're going to take up the red first ball. Depends on how you can manage it. And I put it from there. And I bring it all the way forward. This is when you're learning, you start to put the ball from here, because I feel like if you don't already know how to work the powder and you put it from the cuticle down, you're going to have problem when it get away around the person cuticle area, right? So, and I notice students would say, Miss, you apply acrylic two-way. No, I apply it this way when I'm showing beginners, because you have to get an understanding of the powder first, because if you don't, as I said, the powder will get away around the cuticle area, especially if you don't understand the powder. Like some powder run, some powder new, some powder the brand. Sometimes your brush take up too much liquid and you just don't know. When you're a professional, you kind of know how to judge the amount of liquid, and over a period of time, no matter how somebody teach you, you will just develop your own technique and what works easier for you. See, that's the third ball. All the way there. Try to start off measuring your balls, like the amount of acrylic you take up per finger. That way you don't have to have some finger higher than some, and then when you're ready to buff, you're just wasting liquid, right? The third ball, right? And then we put it here. Avoid the cuticle area. Now we're going to go for the sealer powder, the last one, and we're going to just carry it all over. If the brush is not wet enough, wet it and seal it so it doesn't show the sections of where you put those 3 different powder. Just seal it. And that's it. I then use some liquid, and I use the liquid and just run over it again, just to make sure it's smooth enough, and that would hinder me from doing a lot of buffing when I'm finished. So just showcasing, if you want this hand, you can go to Thea's Beauty School .online. Very affordable, ship where you are, and it's flexible. Right now I'm around my office desk using it. I'm not around a manicure table, I'm around my office desk. So you don't have to have a manicure table set up if you don't want to invest in that as yet. Once you have somewhere where you can use the stick and you can rest the stick on. So let me just, while that's curing, just let me just take off this and show you. So this is what the hair looks like. So I put this on my desk and I just seal it, and it doesn't scrape my decks or anything like that. So screw it on back. Okay, make sure when you put down your brush, you clean it out. You don't just put it down like that. So I did clean mine. Always have a dish with acetone or oil. Oil does help work for me. Like when I finish work, I just put some clean cuticle oil after cleaning out the brush with the acetone.